Welcome to another stage analysis video. It's Sunday the 23rd of November 2025. I'm going to start off today with the watch list stocks before getting into the regular content. Starting off with Apple today, which has come up in the watch list a number of times over the last 3 or 4 months or so as it's moved higher in early part of stage 2. So while the rest of the market was having some extreme volatility over the last few weeks, Apple has actually held up reasonably well, forming this sideways range over the last month. And even though Thursday there was a strong reversal bar, it didn't actually break down to any new near-term lows and reversed strongly, getting rid of the vast majority of that bar on Friday. So back up another 1.97% on Friday. So still just underneath the +1 ATR level. So in a neutral position currently. If we look at it on a weekly chart here, you can see for the last 3 to 4 weeks, there's been very tight closing range for the stock here. So it's held up exceptionally well compared to the market. You can see the relative strength versus the S&P 500 here has hit new highs in the near term. But the SATA score, as it's consolidated, has dropped off a little bit, but still in the strong zone. So anything above a 6 is strong. So it's on a SATA 7 at the moment. So as you can see, throughout the course of the stage 2 advance, the SATA score has been a 6 or higher. So it's still just sitting there at a strong 7 at the moment. So looking for further continuation. If we look at the group, currently 4th in the group, and while the rest of the group actually seen some selling off, the Apple has held up much better than the rest of the group there. So back into the daily chart, said looking for a move back above the 1 ATR level in the near term here, so 273.59 at the moment, and potentially pushing out above the top of the range for a potential stage 2 continuation there. PLTR, another big name that's come up in the watch list multiple times over the course of the last year or so, has been consolidating, going sideways for a little while now, then had this up thrust type action where it had a blowout, and the earnings reaction pulled it back in again. So it made a lower high, started to roll over. So we've got potential UTAD situation here, so an up thrust after distribution type pattern. Then it's sold off back towards the lower end of the range from the structural area here. So this is the majority of the structure. You can see this is a potential local spring attempt at the lower end of the range, but obviously not the absolute lows of this structure at the moment. So still above a rising 200-day moving average. Relative strength has dropped off as it's pulled back since earnings. So that was the up thrust after distribution, and then it's just continued to drop off. So again, if we go to a weekly chart on this one as well, you can see the exceptional stage 2 run that it's had over the last few years since 2023, breaking out into early stage 2 and running. So at the moment, so we've got this potential UTAD situation where it's pulled back in, but looking for a bounce and a potential continuation. The SATA score, stage analysis technical attributes, has dropped down to a 3, which is the lowest that it's been since the April lows for PLTR here, and then back in the previous year. So the middle of the early summer back in the previous year. So it's actually come off quite a lot here. Bit of a change of character in the near term. It's been going sideways for a bit here. If we look at it from its group perspective, it's actually dropped down the rankings. The rest of the group, there's only a few stocks that are actually with a strong SATA score at the moment in the systems software group there. So looking for, with a spring, potential test and follow through move. Need to see this bar here from Thursday, which is a significant bar. Need to see at least the midpoint of that recovered fairly quickly. So looking for sign of strength and follow through move. But if it did roll over through here, we start to see it breaking below its 200-day moving average with this multiple month structure here. We could potentially see a stage 4 breakdown. So you can see the stage 4 breakdown level currently on this one, just at 139.64 currently, so around 10% below the current level, so just below the 200-day moving average at the moment and the bottom of this broader structure here. So if it did start to continue to break through there, then you could see it quickly roll over into early stage 4. But at the moment, looking for a spring, looking for that to follow through and actually get back above the top of this significant bar. But that is the resistance in the near term. So this little range through here in the 155 to 170 area, that being a near term resistance in my opinion on that one. VALE, so it's one of the South American steel producers, I think this is. So it's been in stage 2 for a little while, from back in July, August time. Started to attempt to break out into stage 2, chopped around a bit, came all the way back to the 200-day moving average, then moved into stage 2 more convincingly during August. It's been running up ever since with a few pullbacks. So 1 ATR level through there. It's a rough area. So you can see the short-term uptrend that it's been in with a few pullbacks below that level. So at the moment we're below that level. It's pulled all the way back to its 21-day moving average. So again, a significant bar on Thursday, which regained around half of on Friday, but didn't make it back through the top of the range. So looking for a move back above the top part of the range there, 1224 at the moment. The previous pivot highs from the last few days there. You can see a strong volume reversal on Friday, but it was options expiration as well. So volume is a little bit more suspect with that. If we look at it from a longer term chart perspective again, you can see the stage 2 move that's been developing. So it potentially started to move out through this area, then continued on. So a little bit of early chop, and then has been running more convincingly. So first significant pullback since the start of the stage 2 advance. You can see the stage analysis technical attribute score at the same time has been in the strong range, 6 or above since, and it started to make a cross above the 0 line here. So just flick that over to the original area. You can see it a little bit more clearly there. It started to break, start to outperform versus the S&P 500 at that point. So which was back in the latter part of September there. So in terms of its group, as I said, the steel group has been coming up a few times in the watch list recently, been showing some good relative strength over the last month or so as the market has pulled back. So a bunch of other stocks in the group also doing well. You can see strong SATA scores for new HCC, ATI, CRS, MT, STLD, GGB, Zeus, TX, PKX and CMC there. So it is overall doing well as a group, and VALE is one of the standout names there.